I'm not sure if you guys believe in coincidences, but a pretty big one just happened. I mean, it's that, or we have to accept that I'm either some kind of evil super prediction genius, or I'm actually Yoshinori Kitase in disguise and planned this all along. I mean, it's not like you ever see us in the same place or anything, right? Wait, who took that picture? Anyway, those of you who follow our activities quite closely will hopefully have watched the 2 recent videos we published, where we detailed the entire compilation of Final Fantasy VII. This was concluded by me saying, and I quote, "It doesn't seem like much of a stretch to think that there will be even more Final Fantasy VII properties created within the next few years." No more than 2 days after I published this video, completely unprompted, Yoshinori Kitase has essentially confirmed that the compilation of Final Fantasy VII will be expanded. This all comes from a new interview that Famitsu conducted with Kitase in conjunction with the 30th anniversary opening ceremony event. After some initial questions about how they're going to maintain the quality between the different parts of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Famitsu then asked what Square Enix are going to do to keep people engaged while they wait for the next episode. In response, Kitase said, "Final Fantasy VII spreads out laterally in a compilation. There isn't a concrete plan, but since we can't put out a game in just a few months, I want to think of a way to sustain interest in between releases." Famitsu then asked about the possibility of DLC and smartphone content, much like we've seen with Final Fantasy XV, to which Kitase said, "I would like to use Final Fantasy XV as a reference point. While I would like to take measures such as doing live streams to interact with users, with this episode system I think we'll be using all of our energy on reaching the end of the original game, so I don't really know whether or not we'll be able to do things between episodes and other titles." The key part to this quote here is right at the end. He said other titles. That's pretty clear to me. Now, based on the fact they're looking to use the Final Fantasy XV universe as a reference, I think it's safe to say that we can definitely expect some mobile titles. And in the same interview, Kitase also didn't discount there being another feature film like Advent Children or the more recent Kingsglaive. Honestly, I'm very curious to see what this means for the compilation of Final Fantasy VII. There is so much that they can expand on or revisit should they choose to. I just really hope they don't end up diluting the quality by not taking these ventures seriously. It would be quite easy for them to view these additional titles and properties as stopgaps, things that are just there to entertain us and keep us excited for the next part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I hope they really learn from their mistakes with the Final Fantasy XV universe, which has been very hit and miss. Brotherhood was a decent addition, but Justice Monsters 5 was pretty much a failure, and while Kingsglaive looked stunning, it's clear that the scenario writers weren't quite on the same page as the ones working on Final Fantasy XV. And as for King's Knight, well, who knows what's going on with that. Likewise, we have heard literally nothing about the Final Fantasy XV MMO since they announced it. By the time that rolls around, will people still be bothered about Final Fantasy XV? Well, unless it's all part of a secret planning strategy they have for the Final Fantasy XV Part 2 sequel. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Just as a side note before I round things out, I just want to mention Kitase's comment about the active time reports. To me, this was a reasonably successful venture. I mean, sure, there were parts where they just overdid it a lot, but if they can do this for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think it would be a very welcome addition. Anyway, are you guys excited about the prospect of more games in the compilation of Final Fantasy VII? Also, what would you like to see more? Reimagination of games such as Before Crisis and Crisis Core or completely new properties? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. Also, be sure to head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/FFunion. You can find out how to support the channel and even get your name at the end of videos like these guys. Thanks for watching everyone, this is Daryl signing out. See you next time.